Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. Today we are in the city of Canalville, where we are going to be doing a few things. We need to do a residential expansion. I want to work on our university, and then I want to tidy up some areas and just kind of see where we go. We are definitely leading up to our downtown, and so I want to start being mindful of our road layouts, and then we need to place down some services and stuff like that. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. And so the first thing I want to do is work on our university, because this is going to be an integral part of our city, and so we have a few things that we need to do. Our academic works are 5 out of 8, so we need to get 3 of those. Our students are 904 out of 1200, so we are actually pretty close. We don't need to do a ton of students, but then our campus attractiveness is a little down, but we did reach our next unlock, and so what I want to do is start branching off into this island here, and I want to try to be mindful of this road layout. I'd really like to create something that is appealing to look at, but then also functional. Our building, I believe, let's go ahead and look at that one. Yeah, we unlocked this one. So School of Environmental Studies, it's pretty big. And a part of me was like, man, maybe we can fit it right here. And I just feel like we would be cramming it in there. And then because the School of Engineering is right there, I would prefer to have its own space. So I think we're going to go ahead and place it somewhere over here, possibly on the left side, because I would prefer to get the School of Economics over here as well. But we might just end up doing like a split campus. Maybe we'll do another additional campus over here, because I'm just not sure if we're going to be able to fit everything. But we'll go ahead and see. I think maybe we will have this turn and then do this building right here. So let's actually place it so we can see what we're playing around with. So I'm going to jump into the Move It mod. I'm going to grab the building and I'm going to turn it. Hey, there you go. Renowned. We didn't really change. Did we get... Oh, we got 1 academic work. Perfect. Nice. And so I want this to be kind of parallel with that key wall. So we're going to go like right about there. And then I'm going to use the picker mod, grab my road, and I want this to go straight. I'm going to turn on snapping. And I'm going to have this come this direction. I think I'm going to go into a 4-unit road, just so that we can create a nice little entrance out of this. So we'll go like right there. And then what we're going to do is go back into our 2-unit road, and we're going to come up here. We're going to go to each side. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. And then that way we can actually just move this up and then connect it to that road. I think that looks pretty good. It does look like this is a little off. I think I'm going to shift this just a little bit. Oh, you know what? That's pretty good. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it that much better. And so now let's figure out how we're going to do the road layout. I really want to have it curve with this. So I think what we're going to do is come down here. And I want to stay a little ways away from that. And then what we're going to do is come up here, and I can jump into the network multi-tool and also go to parallel mode. I actually think I'm going to do that. It's just going to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go like this and come up here. And then I think we're just going to go out a little bit. I want to try to get 4 units of zoning, but I want to be mindful of that building too. I think right there is probably good. And then that way what we can do is just come in here, delete that guy, and just connect this up. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Nice. And so that way we at least capture a little bit of the symmetry here. That's really what I'm trying to go for. And then what we do need to do is connect this up as well. So we are going to come down here, and I would prefer to have this connect up. So right now we only have this connection and then this connection leading up to here. So I want a connection going this way. And I think we can get away without having a connection coming this way. I think we can do that. So we'll have this come like right there. And it looks like we're a little bit further down, of course. So I'm going to go back to that. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And then that way what I can do is jump back into the bulldoze tool, just get rid of that. And there you go. And then what I would like to do is have this curve as well. It's just going to provide a little bit of interest, make it a little more unique, but then also help out with that accessibility, which is so important. And so we're going to come up here, go like this. Then we're going to come down here, have this continue on. Yeah, there we go. That actually looks pretty good. And then we'll probably leave this area open, as I know we still need to place quite a few different school buildings. And so we want to start placing those down before we really just grid this whole thing up. So we're going to go like that. And then what we're going to do is come up to this road, have it turn, and have it go right there. Nice. We at least got a little bit of a layout here. I like how it's going. It doesn't really provide a lot of accessibility to this area, which is not great. So I think we would want to provide some sort of through connection. So right now this is the through connection, but it's not meeting up with this very well. So it'd be nice if we, yeah, you know, right there is actually not bad. So if anybody's coming up here, they can just turn down here and then also continue on down here without actually having to enter in our grid, which is super important. And so we're going to go up there, complete that, and then we can actually disconnect that. Maybe we will because it's the school. I think maybe we'll get rid of that. Yeah, I think that looks great because then it just provides a little less stress on this junction, which I think is good. And so now let's jump in here and let's see what else we unlocked. So did we get the library? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. We don't have a library. So we have the liberal arts fountain. I believe that was the last one we placed. So we have the school right here. Let's go ahead and place the library in here. I think this would be good. So let's go ahead and jump into a path. We're going to go to our school path. Yeah, we'll go to liberal arts path since that's what we're working with. Then we will turn off snapping. And we'll come up here. Connect this up. Nice. Look at that. Perfect. And we'll do the same thing over here just to create some symmetry. And then we will jump back in here. Let's go ahead and do this right there, because then that provides still a little bit of space for us to maybe do some zoning or some other buildings in there as we expand out. My goal was to fit this over here, but that cafeteria kind of took its place. That's not the end of the world, and so maybe we will do the art club over here. Let's go ahead and do, yeah, you know, let's actually do the art club right next to that library. I think that could be good. And then the commencement office, I would prefer to have its own space. So I think we would want to get some parking next to this too. So maybe we will do like maybe we'll do right off the main building. And then what I'm going to do is jump into a parking garage, because this would be where you would do like graduation ceremonies and all kinds of stuff like that. And you would really want to provide enough space for everybody to come. So everybody kind of felt welcome. I think that looks pretty good, and I think it's smart having the parking garage right next to it. I know parking garages on universities tend to be all over the place. There's really just a ton of students, and so having those on our campus is definitely realistic. And so I would like to place this somewhere that makes sense. Maybe we'll actually close off this section over here and create a nice little space out of this. I think we could actually do in here. So I think maybe we'll create this whole middle section into a park. I think that would be good. That wasn't my original intention, but I think, you know what? I think it's going to look great. And then what we'll do is let's jump into our other one. Is it going to look weird? Let's look at that, because we already have this one. I don't want to overdo it. Oh, you know what? I think it looks interesting and it's not overdone. It would be weird having the same kind of setup over here, but I think it's going to be great. We're going to end up doing a little park down the middle of this. And so what I want to do now is just hook up these to the key wall so that we can provide a little accessibility for people walking around. Be super important. And so we're going to come up here, connect this up, connect that up, and then let's come up here, connect that up. Perfect. Let's go ahead and connect these up as well while we're at it, just so that we don't forget. Paths, a lot of times that you just overlook them, you know. So I think that's good. We'll go like that. Perfect. And then let's actually create path back here. I normally like to do paths at all three-way junctions. It really helps people to continue on, and it's one of the secrets to preventing traffic from accumulating within your city. And so now let's go ahead and look at our attractiveness. We don't have water over here yet. Nice. So look at that, 930 out of 900. So we're actually good. So let's leave this for now, because we still have quite a few buildings. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buildings and a big building, and so I really don't want to get ahead of ourselves with this. That's one of the trickier parts with doing the universities, is it kind of takes a while to unlock everything. There are a few ways that you can kind of cheat the system and get a bunch of students all at once, mainly just zoning out a bunch of residential, but we're really not in a great place to be able to do that, and so I don't want to just mindlessly zone out a bunch of residential. So we're going to go like this, and then we're going to use that as like the endpoint for our little park area. And so now what I'm going to do is just kind of fill these in, and then what we're going to do is do some paths in here, and we're just going to kind of weave them back and forth. Probably should have done the paths first, but it's not the end of the world. And this is just going to provide a nice little walking area, maybe study area for some of the people here. Go like this, do the same thing over here. And we'll go like that. Nice. And you know what? That's not bad. I think that looks pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of fill these in. I could come in here and do gazebos and stuff too, but I would prefer this to just be... Actually, you know, gazebos actually might fit in, because you do see gazebos a lot at universities. At least I have. It's maybe not at every university, but I've seen them at universities. And there you go. Nice. So that would actually give people a nice little place to go study, you know, especially if it was like a nice day. Go like this. Let's fill these in. Let's go to the bigger one. I like using these trees just because they're so green, so they really provide a little contrast for trees instead of just having like the same tree kind of splattered everywhere. And then I think what we're going to do around here is do some residential zoning. This is going to be some more like on-campus living, which I think is just fantastic. Let's go ahead and do a path back here too. I really like intermingling residential and universities. I think it's just so great, and it's something that you definitely see a lot. And there we go. So now our buildings are coming in. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with the outside just yet. I think this looks pretty good for what it is. I would want to fill this in with something. Let's go ahead and see. I don't want to just throw anything random in here. Maybe we could continue on our little park vibe. So let's go in here and let's see if we can just fit in a small park. I think that could actually be pretty good. We'll go like that. And then let's go ahead and do some paths across just so we can complete this little section we're working on. And we'll go like that. And let's go ahead and redraw in our broken road. We're going to turn off collision. Go like that. And then let's go ahead and do some trees in here just to clean it up, you know. And you know what? I think that looks great. I don't particularly like how this is. I mean, it connects up. We're just going to have to deal with that round piece. And you know what? I think that looks pretty good for right now. I think we may just do residential around the outside. I think that would look good. I think we'll probably do another outdoor study area right there since we did this right here. And then that still leaves enough room for us to hopefully fit in the rest of the buildings. I just don't know what we're going to do with the big one. I think we will do that outdoor study area though. I really like those. And that's one cool thing with universities is you tend to have a lot of really big outdoor kind of areas. And so I think we're going to go like this, and then we will switch over to the concrete path since that is what's used within this. And we will connect this up. So we'll go straight. I'm just going to follow the same kind of symmetry that's happening with this park. I think that looks pretty good. This one is off. It's going to bother me if we don't do it. I think the other one may be off too. Ooh, yeah, it is. We're going to do it. We can't live with that. Can't do it. You know what? That actually looks pretty good. So now let's jump into our lovely live oak. Let's fill this in. Let's just go crazy with this. Looking pretty good. And then let's jump into our tree with leaves number 2. Very great name for that. I really like that. And then I think we will do residential around the outside just because our demand is up there. But then this would just be great student housing. So anybody who was going to the university, they would be able to live on campus without having to live in a dorm. And so it will be really great. So we're going to go like that. We're going to fill this in as well. And then let's go ahead and do some water pipes real quick. Nice, water pipes installed. And so now before we get any of that growing out, let's go ahead and figure out a connection to this other side because I don't want this to start growing in and then us have to demolish all this. I would prefer not to do that. So let's come off of here. So we'll go like this, and then we'll come up over here. Yeah, I think this is perfect. And then let's go ahead and connect that up. Yeah, you know what? That looks great. I'm just going to clean up these bridges real fast. All right, so I tidied up the bridges, and I raised them up just a little bit so that we could get some ferries underneath it. And so I actually want to start working on our ferries right now. And I actually got a comment from somebody talking about adding in some lore, and anybody who watched my recent Crater Lake knows that I briefly touched on it. And the person who commented on this city said that it would be really fun to have some lore around the ferry company and maybe how they were in business with the city to create more canals in order to bolster more ferries. And I thought it was just really cool to try to create a city around that, since I know real cities do tend to have benefactors for a lot of different things, and you end up having like schools named after them and stuff like that. And so what we're going to say is that it is called Canalville Ferry and Co. And the Co is just other various investment operations that they do. And so we will probably see them involved in the development of the downtown. And so I'm actually kind of excited about it. And so they have been doing a big push to get ferries into this area of the city. And they're actually the ones that have been fighting some of these bridges to get them removed or to get them placed at a certain height so that ferries can go through. And so what I want to do is jump in here now, and let's actually jump over to ferries. And so this whole section right here we have deemed kind of like a low density area, and so there's not going to be any ferries in there. But we do have ferry access coming over here. So coming down here, ferries are good. They can come in here. So we could do a ferry stop on our campus, which I think would be really good. So let's actually see. It actually looks like it's a little tight right there. So let's try to find a spot where it is more open, like some of these corners. So I think like this corner would probably be great. So let's actually grab the bulldoze tool. And we're going to bring this back just a smidge. And we're going to put this... we'll put it like right there. I think that's good. And then what I'm going to do is jump into the network multi-tool. We're going to unlock that. And anybody who's been watching knows what I'm doing. I'm deleting that. I'm going to grab the picker mod. We're going to select this, and then what we're going to do is do our best to make this look okay. And you know what's so funny is I could actually probably just go like this and then connect this up like normal. And then what we'll do is, oh look, it actually looks like it's connected. Oh, perfect. So I can actually just do, oh, that's great. I didn't think that was going to connect. So we'll Control H on the key wall, and then what we'll do is we will do a couple paths back there since this now has road access. We would just want people to be able to walk over there too. And then we'll go like that. And so now let's go ahead and just kind of straighten this out. And then what I'm going to do is just place a planter in here real quick. Nothing too fancy, just something easy. And there we go. Nice. Just put a big planter in the middle, and then I put some trees around the outside to kind of cover up these rough edges and then to just, make it look good. And so now what I want to do is jump in here. We're going to go to ferry pathways. We're going to go ahead and turn this on so that we can see what we're doing. And we should be able to just grab this and then come all the way back here. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. And so we're going to go ahead and connect it up. And then we are just going to go like this and connect it up again. Because what we're going to do is probably ultimately have the ferries come out here. So let's actually go into freeform. And we're going to go underneath the bridge. Nice. There we go. I had to do a little turnaround. I think it was just because of the water in here. So I'm actually going to jump into the move it mod and move these pillars so that we don't have any hitting these. That would be pretty bad. So we're going to go like this, move them up there. We're going to come up here, do the same thing. Perfect. Nice. And so now we have access going from our main ferry all the way around this section. I think it's just great. And so now let's jump in here. Let's go to our ferry stops and let's grab this. And what we're going to do is just grab this node and we are going to come all the way over here. Just connect it up. Perfect. Look at that. And then we still do need to come back in here. Oh no, it's still there. Perfect. And so we can't come this way. And so what we can do is continue on this way. And I think what we're going to do, and this is under pressure from the ferry commission, and they want us to either elevate this bridge or demolish it. And so what the city has decided to do is create a bridge overpass right here and to connect up to this road. I think it's really smart, and it's going to provide that access, and the ferry company has been a really big benefactor to the city, and so the city would prefer to keep them happy. And so we're going to go like this. We're going to come across. And then what we're going to do is something really cool. I've done this in other cities before. We're going to jump into a 1-unit road and we're going to go to a one-way. And what we're going to do is create a couple little curves. We're going to split this. Yeah, nice. Look at this. So come up here. And you know what's so funny is I think we can actually just hook it up right there. I think that's going to be great. So we'll come up here. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. And then we will turn this around since we are a right side drive area. And then for this side, I don't think we're going to be able to do that. We're just going to come down here. I think we'll go straight. Let's go to unmodded. We'll go straight. And we'll turn it in there. Yeah, nice. I think that looks pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is jump into the network multi-tool. We'll go to the slope mode, grab those so we can get a nice even slope out of that. And I think we can even jump into node controller and turn that into a custom piece and then sloped. Yeah, nice. Look at that. Nice. I think that looks great. And so now that is going to allow the ferries to come down here, turn, come up this way, and then come down to this open area over here where we are going to be able to place another ferry depot. So or not a ferry depot, ferry stop. And so we're going to go like that. And then we will, I actually don't think we're going to need to jump in a node controller or a network multi-tool, but we'll go ahead and do that just in case. We will upgrade it to a regular 2-lane road. We'll come over here and go like that. I think we're going to do primarily commercial and office space on this island just because the freeway is so close. We may do some residential, but not a lot. So we're going to come up over here. And I would prefer it to go underneath. I just don't think it's going to be, it's not going to be big enough. So then we will have that in there, and I think we'll actually downgrade that to a 1-unit road. Yeah, perfect. And then let's actually make that level. So we'll go like this, grab all this and the ferry stop, and then we will control H right there. Perfect. And then let's jump back in here and let's go ahead and mirror that. So I'm going to jump into the parallel mode within the network multi-tool. I'm going to grab these two and I'm going to go out probably about like 50, 55. Yeah, probably about like right there. I think that's going to be good. Let's go ahead and check the zoning on that though. Yeah, we're pretty good. So about 4. I think that is fantastic. And then let's jump in here and connect this up now. So we could have that turn. I don't think that that's going to be great though. We are going to have it go straight and right where it was. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. There you go. Perfect. And then we don't need that to be a one-way, so I'm going to switch that back. And then let's go ahead and continue this road down. I'm just basically going to mirror this on this side, and then we're going to do one more road on this side. I think it's going to look great. Perfect. And so I decided to create a little bit of interest on this side by leaving some areas empty. I want to be able to place down some buildings and then create some nice walking areas for these little islands. And so I think what we're going to do is place commercial on this inside because we really want to provide access. I don't want to smash commercial down those cul-de-sacs. I think that's going to be a bad idea, especially with these being 1-unit roads. We're really going to have to pay attention to this. And then what we're going to do is make this office space. I think that's going to be great. I think this will be great over here as well. And we're already going to have a bunch of really small zoning. And then what I want to do is go ahead and paint this as a district and do a high-rise ban because I really don't want any super tall office buildings to come in here. Let's go ahead and paint this in as well. And then we're going to include this other one too, since these are all kind of commercial islands. We'll go like that. And then let's jump into our Orchard Square. And we're going to go to policies and we're going to go to high-rise ban. One of the things I really want to do, especially leading up to our downtown, is kind of have a stepping motion. So our city thus far has quite a few high-rise buildings, but as we get into our downtown, I want to make sure that we have like an even, like low to high kind of movement. And I think it's going to be really great. Okay, and so now what we're going to do while that is filling out, I want to do some trees around here, kind of decorate it up, but then I also want to start doing this section as well. And I think we're going to do the same thing that we did over here. I want to jump into the picker mod. We're going to grab this. We're going to come straight. I don't know if we're going to do ferries on this side, so I think we will just go straight across. We're going to go to unmodded first. We're going to go like this, and then we're going to do the same thing. Come up here and go like that. And then we will have this go straight as well. I think we're going to end up turning this into an elevated road. But for now, let's just keep it what it is. And then we will come back in here and let's create this connection in here. So we're going to go like right there. And then let's jump into some 1-unit roads. And we will do some of our little alleys like we did over here. I think that's just going to be fantastic. So we will come up here, go like this. And then we will do the same thing. Come over here, attach it up right there. And let's go ahead and bring it across. I think that'll be good. And there we go. It is all good now. And so now let's go ahead and connect this up as well. And we will upgrade this one. And then what we're going to do is remove zoning off this middle road. Since we really want this to act almost like a highway, this is going to be one of our main arterials through this area. And so I think what we'll do with this middle section is do some park space. I think that'll be great. And then let's do some commercial around the outside. We don't have a ton of demand for commercial, but I don't feel like this is a great location for residential, but I guess it could. Let's we'll do some high density residential. Yeah, there you go. Nice. And so now these will continue to build out, but they won't be huge buildings. And that's really what we're trying to avoid here. It does look like I need to do water real quick though. All right. And so water's all good now that those are building in. And so what I want to do with this section is actually something really cool. I want to do a flyover road. I think we'll actually get rid of this and then we'll get rid of that. And then what we're going to do is create a hotel over here. And it's going to be a pretty sizable one. So we are going to bring this. I want it to go like right about here. Yeah, I think this is going to be great. And then let's go ahead and we can turn that down. We don't need it to be 3-speed. Let's jump into a road now. And I think we will continue using those, the Bridges and Piers road just because it has, I can just use the picker rod, grab it. Because it has that nice sidewalk. I really like the sidewalk of it. I think it looks fantastic. And so let's come up here and then turn it, and then let's go ahead and upgrade this road if we can. I'm going to go ahead and unlock it with the network multi-tool. Go like this. And then upgrade it again. Use the picker mod, grab the road, and then upgrade it through. And then let's go ahead and go straight. And I don't think we're straight, so we are going to grab this, grab that, and then turn it a little bit sideways. Yeah, you know what? That actually doesn't look bad right there. I do want it to be level though, so I'm going to Control H right there, and then let's go ahead and look at it. I really like this building. This is I believe it's the Hyatt. Yeah, the Hyatt Hotel, and so I'll make sure to throw this on my Steam Workshop. I know I'm kind of a little bit behind on updating that, so I'm going to spend some time with it here soon and get it all done. And so now what I want to do is create, because this is going to be a high density area and because the hotel is there, I want to really prioritize access going into this area. And so what we're going to do is jump into a 2-unit road. We're going to turn off these. We're going to have it go up. Yeah, we'll probably go like right there. I think that's good. And we'll turn on the freeform tool. And then what we're going to do is have it turn. Yeah, nice. Look at that. Perfect. And then that way what we can do is go down now. And this is going to be really cool. Go like that. And then we will have this go down as well. And this is going to terminate into our grid. So we're going to go like that. Perfect. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks great. I do want to fix this up real quick though. So I'm going to jump into the Move It mod. Going to make those the same height. And then I want to make sure that we make these pieces going over the road into bridge pieces. So we're going to go like that. Let's go ahead and go like that, even though I do like having that concrete piece. And then let's figure out our road layout for here. So we'll grab this road. Let's go sideways. Ooh, we want to use that the nice sidewalk road. So we'll go like this. And then let's come this way as well. And we will come up. And I think we will go diagonally. So we'll come up here and then we'll go sideways. I'm just going to push this out a little bit further. I want it to be parallel with the hotel, or at least as close to parallel as we can get it. I don't think we can get it perfect, but yeah, there we go. I think that looks great. And then that way what we can do is get a road back here. So let's jump into our 1-unit road, go to turn off snapping, and then grab this, go back here, and connect these up. And we will probably just upgrade that to a whole 2-unit road. I think this looks great, but let's continue this as well, because we want to maximize our zoning back here. We want to really create some density. That's what I'm going for. So we're going to come back here again, turn off snapping, and then turn it, go like that. Perfect. And we could do the same thing on this side, but it's already really close to being full for that density. So I think this is going to be great. And what we can do back here is parking. So I think we will actually get rid of that. And let's see about putting in a parking garage. Parking garage. I don't think the big one's going to figure it out. It's not. So we'll fit this small one. Yeah, this is great. Let's actually try to tuck it back in front of this a little bit. So I think what we'll do is let's place that down and then let's move it. So we're going to grab that and then we're going to use the Move It mod to shift it back here. And then let's jump into a road. Nice. And so now we have some more density back here. We can do some more high-rise condos, stuff like that. But then we left the space in the front open, and then we left this whole area in the back open for the hotel. And so I do want to use this as a plaza space. So I think we will do density around it. So let's jump in here. We're going to do high density, and I think we're going to do the self-sufficient because I really want to get some cool buildings in here. So we're going to go like that and then jump in here. Turn this all to self-sufficient. You know, maybe we'll turn that into a plaza. And then we will just do the front side of this. I think that'll be great because then we can do that as a plaza as well. And then let's do commercial right here. Yeah, I think this is going to be great. Perfect. Nice. And so we will, actually, let's turn this into more commercial because we're going to do a bunch of plazas around here. And I think having this commercial demand is just going to be great. And so let's come in here, get rid of that, fix that. I think that's going to be great. We can get rid of this as well. We don't necessarily want residential right on the parking garage, but I guess we could. It'd probably be more realistic if we did. And so now let's do some pathways because I really want to get a lot of people walking through here. So we're going to connect this up, go like this. And then what we'll do is have this go down. Can't have it go down, so we'll have this one go like this, and then we will have this one connect up as well. We'll have this one connect up, and we'll have this one connect up. Nice, there we go. And then let's go ahead. I think we're going to do water real quick just so we can hook it all up. And then what I'm going to do, let's unpause so we zoned it all in, so we should be good. Let's look at these other buildings. So these are coming in pretty nicely. Let's hook this road up real fast. Nice, and so I got this done, and I think it looks really good. And so now what I want to do is jump in here, and we're going to do some trees. We can unpause it so we can continue having some things grow out. And so now what I would like to do is maybe even, now we'll fill this in with trees. I think this will be good. So we'll go like this, and then we'll come across. And then let's jump into this young linden. We will have this go around. I think this is going to look good. Let's go ahead and increase the spacing on it, though. We'll go to 8, and then we will come down here and go across and just fill this in. I think this looks good. Easy way to do some landscaping because it's just dead space. We really don't want to put anything in here, really. So we'll go like that and then kind of brush these in there as well. I think that looks really good. I think it's maybe a little too much. Maybe we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then what we'll do is we will grab this and come down the middle. Yeah, I think that looks good. So what I'm going for is a more natural, like maybe it's been growing there for a while. Not all of this is brand new. So I think for the side section, what we're going to do is do some surface painter, just because I want to get a concrete look in here too. That's one of the really cool parts about using these flyovers is you really have an opportunity for almost like a futuristic look in here. I think this just looks great. Yeah, that looks fantastic. And we still do need to get our metro over here. And it's so funny, I completely forgot about that. We're actually going to get rid of these big trees. We'll just keep the small trees in there because we do need to get that metro in. I think this looks okay. And then let's just do some smaller trees if we can. Yeah, we'll do these ones. So at least we can still get it to look a little bit better, but we're going to leave room for the metro to come through. I think this looks great too. I like having the concrete next to it. It's very urban and fits in well with the bridge. And so now what I'm going to do is jump over here, and it looks like, how is that not connected up? We literally have a road coming through here. So I got to hook up a road to this. I wonder if we can, let's jump into a 1-unit road, and let's do a little turn around like a valet area. So we'll come like this and then come down and we'll go like that. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. So now what I want to do is do some planters around this, and then I'm probably going to do some walking paths and just kind of clean it up real fast. Okay, so I got the hotel done, and I got a little lobby area in here. I tried playing around with a little awning, and I just couldn't get it to fit too well, so I put in these planters. A lot of times with hotels, you tend to have big open spaces in the front, as a lot of traffic comes through here, and a lot of people be walking around. And then I did this kind of special little parking area, though it looks like it messed up somehow. I wonder if I was holding on to it when I had to move it. But then in the back, I did a huge deck area for people to kind of look out over the water. I would imagine that there would probably be stairs or something if people wanted to get in here. And then I did a huge fountain with some cool little trees in here. And then I did some jets. And then I did a little bar in the back. It's funny, I got this little moniker in here with these tents so people can kind of go in there and then sit down and eat something if they wanted to. And then I put a couple gazebos in here so people could kind of walk around the grounds. And I think this looks really nice. This would be a really nice place to stay. And then I like that we got the parking garage connected to it, so it's really good. It does look like we are having some issues with not enough workers. Is this abandoned? Yeah, not enough educated workers. So let's go ahead and check out our education. So our elementary, we actually don't have. So we have one elementary right there, and then we have one high school. So we are definitely running into issues. Let's go ahead and see if we can just bump up the budget for right now. And then I think on the next episode, we will build it out. I'm pretty sure this should do the trick. It's still going to be a little bit of an issue, but should be good. Yeah, it looks our high school's good now. They just got to commute kind of far. And then our elementary is good now too. Actually, that's really good. So I think on the next episode, we will design out a nice elementary. Maybe we'll even incorporate it into the university. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think about that. And I think this looks good. I did trees around here. I decided to do the concrete look around here. I know this is kind of becoming my staple now, but then I did the planters, and I felt like because it was a commercial area, it was a really good opportunity for us to do that. And then for this section, I did a couple little parks in here since this is residential, and then I've left this open since we're going to have the metro going through. I just did a couple little bushes and some overgrowth, did another park over here. And I really like how this turned out. It's kind of funny. I put this building over here and then I had buildings over there as well. I don't know if we're going to keep those though, but I really like how we have this pass through here too, especially for the residential area and some of the commercial buildings. I think it's really smart. It's going to really help to provide some access to that hotel and to this whole area. And so even though they still do have access back here, this really isn't like an arterial, though. I mean, this one's a main collector back here. And so the access is pretty good. We do need to do some services, I believe. Oh, no. So we have some medical right there and then fire. Let's go ahead and place a couple up here, though, because I don't want to run into issues. So let's go ahead and we're going to do one fire. We'll do a medical, too, since it's going to help cover this whole area. We'll do a police station right there. And I wonder if that's going to cover this area. It's not. So now this area is covered. Our school does need some stuff. I wonder if we can do like on campus. I think that would be good. So maybe we will do, let's go jump in here. Let's see if we can fit in. Yeah, right there is good. So on campus medical clinic, which would be good. We'll go ahead and do the fire station as well. And we'll do the police station too. And so it's right next to the main building, so it provides some really good coverage for this area. I think I'm actually going to spread them out because I don't like how that kind of looks right there. I think that looks terrible. So we'll come and do one over here, and then we're going to move the police station. We'll do the police station down here. Yeah, there you go. Kind of split it up so that we can still get some buildings in there. It does look like we need to come back in here and do this, though. And then that way we don't have just a bunch of flat buildings right next to each other. I think this looks good. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget, like, comment, share. Super helps out the channel. Make sure to click on one of the videos on your screen as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next episode.